how the fuck did they make this movie in 19 whatever this was 65?
65.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it was it's very direct, isn't it?
Well, it's not just that. It's just like I feel like cameras were a hell of a lot bigger, and I'm watching like all these scenes going, they had to lug this shit.
Yeah.
Like really had
It was all filmed in Cambodia in 65.
Yeah, and
right.
I'm like, this is, I mean,
how are they not stepping on unexploded ordnance?
Which we hadn't laid it down yet.
But the French did.
Yes, they did.
The story is
right. Exactly. They let the French back in. That's the biggest surprise about the movie.
The story's fine. It was fun. This guy, remember, recognize this guy from Sorcerer?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I recognize him from Bruno Cremier. I just rewatched a movie called Under the Sand, and he's in that too. That was from like 2004.
I was really taken though by. First off, I've never heard this thing.
Neither have I.
Secondly, I was just really taken by how well. I mean, it looked really good, and they really made amazing use of locations. And I was just thinking of like Fitzcarraldo, like they had to lug this shit through the jungle. Like at a certain point, this movie started to really remind me of a Gary Wrath of God.
Yeah.
And I was just mesmerized by holy fucking shit. This is extremely lo-fi, but it doesn't look it. And like this was a lot of sweat labor getting this thing on camera.
Right.
It was a lot of sweaty Laotians and a lot of way sweatier French guys.
I'm sure they were 100% looped.
Like the only thing that betrays that any money was spent on this is when the planes fly over. Otherwise,
the pyros in this film are good.
Like, there's that.
Very good.
The distance that you see like popping
tracers
and like tracers like that.
But some of it,
excellent.
Like the close-up photography is beautiful.
Probably real.
It probably was.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Probably just. But some of the fire, like some of it felt like I was like, oh, this is kind of like when I played War in my backyard. This is what it looked like. And then it would have a close up, and I'm like, oh, that looks nice though, actually.
Yeah. Then it was the black and white photography is great. I wish it was in color, but then again, if it was in color, it'd all be green anyway. So it doesn't really.
No, I loved it like this. Black and white.
Every once in a while, there'd be like that scene where they drop the dude in the water, and he goes off over the water.
I heard that was crazy.
Like Gary.
Every once in a while, like there's something like, oh god, that's sort of awful.
Yeah, I also love the fact that they take the fridge with them.
That's fun. Yeah, it's like they got cold stuff in there.
Also, I feel like
that's a cooler. A fridge is a cooler.
I feel like animals were potentially harmed during the making.
Absolutely.
Probably were Laotians.
And
yeah, it's like I was watching the very beginning of the film, and they actually had to drop all their gear. We got in the woods, and there's this poor trussed up pig.
That little pig.
I know. I was like, oh, I felt really bad.
And we're waiting for somebody to cut that little piggy loose, and then it just fades out.
I know it sucked.
And Sheila's like, I'm going to be worrying about that pig for the rest of the movie.
Then more pigs show up.
Yeah.
So
more pigs were harmed.
Yeah,
that pig was a communist sympathizer.
Probably was.
I feel like there's not a lot of. There's so many war films, but I feel like this war film, when people die in this film, it's got a lot of weight.
Yeah,
it
does.
It's very heavy. Your heart is heavy. There's something to this picture that it grabs you. You know,
I think the narrative is just very good. You know, it really flows along. You get a feeling for it from beginning to end.
Yes.
Well,
the director was at Dien Bien Phu.
It was a POW.
Yeah.
But the thing about this is like you're watching this thing about this platoon going out there and trying to get away from the Viet Minh, and you're rooting for him. It's like, okay, we just got to go down here, down this hill, over this crossing. We'll get to this thing, and they keep getting thwarted and they keep getting picked off. And you realize, like at the 2/3 mark of this film, they said this is like Tenal Indians. No one's going to live through this.
I am not rooting for them. In fact, what I was rooting for through the entire movie was for the Laotians to mutiny, kill these motherfuckers, and leave.
Okay, there you go.
You're not wrong.
No, we don't exactly no. But then,
Scott, that brings something up in that. I mean, there's this ongoing debate about any war movie, which is that if you depict it, you're endorsing it. If you show war, if you show
There's
combat
no such
in a
thing
movie,
as an anti-war movie.
You're right. That's the one. That's the argument, that if you depict it, you are endorsing it. And I would say this movie is the least of those. It does not ever glamorize it. It doesn't make any of these people into heroes. It's just miserable from moment one to the very end. And the only reason you're rooting for these guys is because they're the people that the movie is about.
Yeah. Right.
If the movie was about the Viet Minh and those white guys were far away on the hill shooting at them, you would be rooting for them.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right. And probably the same thing, getting all those guys getting mowed down as well.
It's like you're rooting for the person who's not the shark, you know?
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Yes.
Although I will say that the film is on the side.
Well said.
What's his name?
Rooting for the shark.
The Alsatian guy?
Or sometimes you're rooting for the shark.
Wildorf.
When it's Blake Lively, you're rooting for the shark. Let's face it.
The film is a bit on his side in that I think it's trying to tell us that this guy is a professional. And he knows what he's doing at all times. He's a
war junkie.
It celebrates competence, basically. This film.
And he disappears for a long period of time.
He does.
At the beginning.
He's Jeremy Renner from The Hurt Locker.
Yeah, exactly.
He's the guy.
There's also
he's
a lot
the guy
of
who
incompetence
goes home,
in this movie.
Yeah.
He's the guy who goes home, sees so many different kinds of cereal in the grocery store, and gets right back on the plane.
Right.
Like,
And that final title card is perfect.
Oh yeah.
He got pushed out of a plane in Algeria.
Well, he didn't die in this war, but
But he died.
Died in Algeria. We saw that movie too.
But the young guy,
I read a
young
review
guy
saying
is-
this is a close second to the Battle of Algiers.
right. These movies are very, very thematically.
Yeah,
linked.
it's like
you know, these a bunch. It isn't really. Again, there's no one saying it's an anti-war movie, but you're just watching these guys just get decimated, and it's hard. It's a hard watch.
it's tragic.
Well, or just that scene where he looks over and his buddy died during the night. His mouth's open, and flies.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
pretty unfucking romantic.
Also, how do you even fake that? Jesus. Okay, sit still and
I think it was a
action.
big head.
sit still.
Good one.
Yeah, they did a really good job. There's so much incredible attention to detail to the sweat on their backs.
Oh, yeah.
like to the
Oh,
all
there's
of the
a
costuming.
scene. There's a scene where this guy is he's basically sitting in a creek.
That's right.
And the water is going around him, and like everybody else is standing, but it's just basically running through his butt crack. I mean, this movie did so much to communicate like how fucking utterly miserable you would be all the goddamn time. Like nothing would ever be dry.
No,
hot all
it
the
was
time.
raining on them constantly.
Yeah,
You're afraid.
It's probably the same for the camera guys.
Yeah.
You're exhausted. You're
guys.
afraid.
There's no food.
Everyone has trench foot.
Yeah.
Like
Everybody's
love those,
hungry and sick to their stomachs.
I'm googling if there's penis worms in fucking in
Yeah,
rivers in
or-
Vietnam.
Also, I don't know
Like-
about your subtitle experience with you guys is with mine. When the Laotians were speaking, it was always broken. It was like,
The subtitles always came
There's
before
nothing.
their speech in my
Subtitles are
copy,
not
and it was
great.
really frustrating.
Oh
okay.
yeah, you would get broken English.
Basically broken English,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is kind of effective in some ways because they're like, it's Pidgin or whatever.
That's
I
the
went
level
through
they're
2 or 3
communicating
sets
at.
of subtitles trying to find ones that worked, and it was always a little iffy.
Yeah, it was
When
like
I
it always
had
came
some-
before.
The one I had was actually full of weird acronyms that I didn't understand. But it worked though. I was able to get.
Speaking of things that I didn't understand, at one point somebody says there's a fuck ton of something. Did you see that in your subtitles?
Oh yeah,
I was
the language is really raw in this.
But yes, fuck ton is not a.
But he's saying that's a modern.
That's a very
colloquialism.
modern Russian.
Maybe it was
So
originally
it must have been a weird translation.
Or maybe
Like
it
a
was
recent.
Maybe
a
it started out
version.
as le fuck ton. Maybe it's a French thing.
Le Faucon.
Picked up.
It's Le Faucon.
Le fuck
Le fuck ton.
They fucked on Imperial and they fucked
That's right.
Le Faucon.
Le fuck ton with cheese.
No, this movie goes right in the pile of never fucking heard of it before, and like within 5 or 10 minutes, I'm like, well, shit.
Yeah, it's good.
It really by the end, like that was pretty flipping great for something like this.
It went for me.
Of course, Jim had seen it already, but like I've never heard this movie.
I just found out about this movie a little while ago.
You pulled a John.
I had gone to.
He did. You hadn't seen it?
I hadn't seen it. No.
Oh wow.
But I had seen his other film, which is called The Drummer Crab. Actually, Fred Verdun and I went to San Francisco to see
Of course you did.
Yes.
And Eric brings that film up all the time.
It's an amazing film, and I just figured his first film had to be good too.
Yeah, Yeah, I
And
kind of
you
went
were
from
right.
I went from this to like I never heard of this film to okay, this sounds like it's going to be this grim little film about these guys. It's kind of like the Naked Prey. To the end, I'm thinking they should be showing this at West Point.
What was the
Yeah.
one? What
Yeah.
was the other one? I enjoyed
Not that
this
they
more
would.
than the.
Was it about the
that.
Japanese one and the one in the Philippines?
Yeah, that one was very
God,
similar as well.
Yeah, I forgot there was the fires in the planes. Yeah, that was
Fire
grim.
in the
man.
planes.
That one probably has better
That's the same thing. It was
production
like
technically.
Yeah, it was beautiful. It was
artsier.
That movie had money.
Yeah,
That
it
movie
did.
had more money.
It was made 5 years
But
earlier.
I kind of
big
followed
budget.
this one better, or I don't know. I got bored with that one, and I didn't with
I
this
just
one.
thought the story was more believable in this one and more emotionally engaging. Let's say.
It was more raw.
Well, it felt like a doc because it wasn't unlike Fires in the Plain. There was no spectacle in it. It wasn't like thousands of Japanese troops trying to cross a road or kind of thing.
And this movie is not really about the French trying to reconcile what they did in Vietnam, whereas that movie is absolutely about the Japanese trying to reconcile what they did.
That's true.
You know what? I'm glad you said that, Tad, because it made me think of my other point that I wanted to make, which is that this movie is apolitical. There's never once a discussion of why they're there, what the mission is, why they're there why they're personally there fighting, or what they're trying to accomplish.
And they've also lost the war.
Yeah.
Right. The war is over.
Clearly.
No, it's a
they are
I should say past tense, what they were trying to accomplish.
They are retreating.
Yeah.
They are getting the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Oh, this is kind of like it's a French domestic film. This is everybody who sees this in France when it came out knew everything was happening. Bien Phu, lowering the flag, the whole 9 yards. It's a surprise to us because we didn't know what they were know too much about it here. It's like watching a Vietnam film, not knowing about the Vietnam War, which is probably more increasingly common these days. But
Dien Bien Phu is an utter fucking disaster for the French. Like it's not just they didn't just lose.
Yeah,
they got absolutely housed.
Yeah, it nailed
by people who they believed were beneath them.
Yep.
Like that's one of the most important.
It was the end of the colonial it was the end of the French colonial mindset. Basically,
right. That's basically
why the French army too.
Yeah. They try to go so
except for Algeria.
Well, they try to go so hard on Algeria because of this loss, which ends up fucking them in Algeria.
It's a lot closer to home.
Yeah.
No, this weird thing is about this film came out in 1965, the same month that the Marines landed in Da Nang.
Yeah.
I told you guys I watched Mel Gibson's We Were Soldiers last year.
That's right.
Which is a little bit too much America, fuck yeah, but it's basically about that moment.
The opening bit is about the battle.
9 years after this movie apparently takes place, like the French are still getting their ass kicked in the Southeast Asia.
Yeah, I know.
And it's like,
I've never seen that movie,
the
but
Americans come in and start getting their ass kicked.
There was a part of me though that
remember Vietnam beat the French, they beat the Americans, they beat the Chinese
in 79.
They beat the Cambodians. Like they beat the Cambodians.
Don't fuck with the Vietnamese. That's it.
Is it just a numbers and a topography thing for the most part?
No, add it to the list with Afghanistan. So don't invade this country.
They went into Cambodia and fucked up the Cambodians in Cambodia because they were like, "You're doing this wrong, you fucking monsters."
Yeah.
And they just went in and destroyed the fucking Khmer Rouge. Like it's very interesting because Vietnam before this wasn't really one people. There's different ethnic groups in different parts of the country.
Yeah, Hmong
and
Lowlanders.
Their fight against the French made them a country. They made them a cohesive whole.
Right.
And they developed this amount of pride in themselves and also learned how to fight a fully mechanized modern army doing that, and then they just went around and fucked everyone up for a while.
Yeah, they did. Well, it's all back
I mean,
there's a Hilton. There's a Hilton.
They had the AK, dude.
I know. Later on, but oh my goodness.
That's better than the M16.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know what's that line.
No,
the famous line,
just
like y'all know
easier to
better than
fix.
getting a land war in Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
Right.
It is. So, any other thoughts?
I liked those like weird little rickshaw tops to the elephants, like that they would carry the bodies in.
It was great when they brought the elephants.
Yeah, that was fun. So there was some budget there. Probably some budget there too. Not much, but some budget there.
No, but that's like a detail. See, that's the kind of detail where you know this guy was there.
Yeah.
Because he saw that happen.
He knew where to rent the elephants, down the road.
Exactly. I like all the French guns in this. You don't see a lot of movies that have this era of French weaponry.
Some big ones too.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of really cool 40s, late 40s, early 50s French firearms in this that you just don't see in anything.
What was the big one he kept calling out? Give me the
FN, right?
This thing?
Yeah, that thing.
Yep.
That's the FN, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's a squad machine gun. It's like the BAR. It's the same thing.
Right.
I feel like only the French would have those gloves that were like this short.
Yeah.
And like kind of pull like
if I was
like a little bit.
If I was out there, I would know I wear gloves.
No one copies the French, and the French copy no one. That's
true.
Like on a martial level.
That is very true. Yeah, they have their own style.
I just see.
Like I was like when he put those gloves on, I'm like, is this a fashion show or a war? What's going on, dude?
Would you want to touch anything in that jungle with your hands?
Well,
no, you won't.
French,
Also, I love the beginning.
It's both.
It's like why these guys are getting ready to go out on patrol and they're all toasting each other with Pernod. Oh God.
Yeah.
I'm not a Pernod fan. I'm sorry.
A broken bottle of
that broken bottle of Pernod. They all
out there you
pour into your canteen.
And then
you
you
get what you can
take.
take.
And then you just throw the glass
what
up
you can
against
get.
the wall.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
There wasn't. See, that's that French style. See.
So I want to say one thing about this. I watched this movie last night, and I will be honest with you, I forgot most of it until we started having this conversation. That's my one complaint about it is it did not stick with me anywhere near as well as it stuck with you guys.
Oh.
So to me, again, I just saw a lot of sweaty dudes and then other sweatier dudes, and I was like, oh, I guess there's a war happening.
Well, the black and white's kind of black and white's kind of hypnotic that way.
I thought I liked it. Like it felt really honest and raw, and for that, I liked it.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I don't think it's bad by any stretch of the imagination. It's just one of those movies that went right through my head.
And even though they're not necessarily good guys, the two leads, they keep your interest. They're striking looking men.
Mm-hmm. Different goals, different interests. Kind of like
they have different mindsets.
Yeah.
But
one's a professional soldier and the other one is a brand new lieutenant
who's trying to prove something.
18
puberty.
Yeah.
Yes, and by the way, that lieutenant, he looks like he's 15 years old.
I know. I kept thinking that the whole time, John. I was like, this kid's like 19.
Yeah.
There's that great scene where he has to wake up and just run around and like kick everybody else's ass to get them to start moving.
Yeah. He was super competent. I mean, you wouldn't know he was 19 except by looking at him,
But also, I felt like
he didn't do the right thing.
He doesn't want to be doing
all the time.
Although he does defer to Wilsdorf when Wilsdorf shows up again.
It's true.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
The actual Nazi and Frank Store Kevin Bacon were pretty good.
Yes, they were. Yeah, he was definitely. Yeah. All right, wait. Jim, give us your corner.
Did a little spit take there, Tad. Did you catch that?
I got it.
It's funny that just before I watched this, I watched a YouTube video on headwear in Vietnam, or like hats that the French were using, and then the Americans
with that one side up and one side down.
With the one side, I
got a booty hat that does that.
These hats, if you look at them, they are quilted.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow!
They're just sewn up like crazy. Anyway, I just found it a fun. It didn't seem too long. It was
tidy.
It was well shot.
It's like 98 minutes.
It is brisk. It is a brisk.
It's well shot.
I think the day demarcations with the little titles help.
Yeah.
It made it feel historical a little bit.
So I don't even remember that.
And you really feel it
I don't know if
when the plane drops the medical supplies in the wrong place.
Oh, yes, you do. Yeah.
Well, again,
I like the little message they gave to the plane guy.
Yeah. Well, mind you,
the message about the lion bikini, that was cool.
That was fun.
Yeah. A little story about the tiger bikini.
Mind you, it's
tiger bikini.
The Americans were in the same situation, except we had better air support, much better support. That's why we stuck around so long, I think. And also,
except for John McCain.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. Of course, we also we're willing to defoliate half the country to stay in there. That's another story entirely. But
defoliate our own soldiers.
Oh yeah, sure. We defoliated a lot of things there. They're living through.
John knows what I'm talking about.
Well, my brother-in-law knows exactly what you're talking about.
Right. That's
all right. Well, okay. On that high, anyway, let's
fucking solid.
Yeah, it's a great film.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
Again, should be required viewing for people going into the military.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or for chicken hawks.
Oh, jeez.
Maybe that's Full Metal Jacket as well.
You show us a chicken hawk, they're like, oh, they didn't do it right, man.